Hiya, this is Kate from Daisy Nails, creating fun, funky and fabulous nails in the comfort of your home. The Nanny collab I'm part of on Instagram decided to do, sort of squeeze one last December collab in, and it's called Sweet Treats, and I did a gingerbread house. So my colours are so far Madame Glam, Amor Azul, the Glam Vulcano, the Perfect Red. I'm pretty sure there's some Perfect Black in there as well. And I do use the white gel paint, I think. This is the Born Pretty, one of the jelly colours, which is sort of a nice brown colour, which can be used for shading. And then I did the top coat with, not the top coat, the colour of the nail in the Naio Nails Funfair, which is a gorgeous, shiny, glittery pink with all sorts of gold undertones. So obviously, if I'm doing a gingerbread house, the Glam Vulcano is the colour of the gingerbread. I used 3 nails to make this sort of one picture covering the 3 nails. So I did the apex of the gable end of the house on the middle nail, and then I measured the 2 next to it to work out where that would come down as the roof came down onto the other nails. There is a slight problem with putting these nail stands together in that they are magnetic in order to stand on a metallic surface to keep them still. So if I put them close together like that, they do tend to repel one another. Right, so once I've got all of that done, it's been in the lamp to cure it, just to hold it in place. I then went over it all with more of the Glam Vulcano just to fill it in. Does anyone have any idea where the name Glam Vulcano comes from? I mean, I get glam, it's glamorous, but volcano? I don't get that, because it's a volcano. Unless it's some Star Trek reference because of the Vulcans. I don't know. If you know, let me know. I don't know. Right, so these are the side bits of the house that don't quite fit onto the main nail. The Madame Glam gels go into the lamp for 30 seconds. And 2 coats of that. So I've just last night got back from a few days visit to my dad in Yorkshire. I had a really good time, met up with my sister, did a whole bunch of charity shop shopping, which is always good. Got myself a really nice big warm duffel coat. And I got some clothes for the kids. And we had brunch out at the department store. Most towns' department stores sort of closed or limping along, but the one in my hometown is still going very strong. And it has a cafe where they do, sort of breakfasts and sandwiches for lunch and things. So we had a nice brunch out. Right, so I used the Amor Azul for the window. I decided to do that rather than the white because obviously I was going to be doing lots of white highlights for the snow. So I thought if the window is a blue, it sort of separates it away from that. So it's a typical, little kids drawing houses, and they do little square windows with the cross in the middle. Well, that's what this is. A nice simple square window with a cross in the middle. Yeah, anyway, so because I got back from my dad's yesterday, it's usually about a 4-hour drive. It took 3.5 hours last night because the roads were fairly... excuse me. The roads were busy, but they were moving really well. So it took about 3.5 hours last night. It would have been ever so slightly quicker than it was, except we got to that last 10 miles of a 200-mile journey. and there was a car doing, I think it was like between 30 and 40 in a 60-mile-an-hour area, which is a little frustrating. However, we got back and mostly unpacked. There's still a little bit of unpacking to do. Ready to party the new year in tonight. The cats didn't punish us too much for having been away. My friend always comes and feeds the cats when we're away, so, they've been looked after, but usually we get ignored for a while when we get back. Right, so I used the Perfect Black to do the door shape, and then I got the Perfect Red, and I did a heart in the door, and I did some little sort of swirly bits with candy canes down the side. And then I did another little heart above the window, again in the sort of eaves of that gable end. I think I was looking at it for a while, thinking about what to do next. These are my new dotting tools, which I got at the beginning of December. My old ones, there was a couple of them had snapped, or the dotting bits had fallen out, and they were just looking a bit tatty. So I decided to treat myself. And I got these ones, just generic ones off Amazon, because they had a really wide variety. The biggest dot was bigger than any I've had before, and the smaller one was smaller than any I've had before. Then quite a wide variety in between. Right, using the Naio Nails, I think that's 001. Went with the Perfect Black to outline the window and do its little cross in the centre for its primary school child window. And then using the Perfect Black as well, I painted lines on the doors to show planks. The door's made up of lots of planks stuck together. I think that might be the 003. That's the long of the ultra fine liners from Naio Nails. And then just turn the nail round to do the bits over the heart, because you can be quite specific as to where that line starts, but if it goes into the black outline, it doesn't matter. It's fine. And into the lamp for 30 seconds because it's a Madam Glam gel. That's why it's the curtains. After I'd painted the cross on, I thought it looked a bit bare, so I decided to put curtains on. But if I'd planned it out ahead, obviously I'd have put those on before I did the black lines, because they had to look as if they were on the inside of the window. So I just did some little red curtains, just to make it look more homely. Into the lamp again for 30 seconds. I'm using Madam Glam long liner, bit of extra gel running out of that black. I then outlined the house, or at least most of it, because obviously some of it has got the white on for the snow. Smooth that goes on with these brushes. I always recommend, if you're going to buy brushes, buy the good quality ones. Right, so yes, as I said before, I used the gel paint. I used the gel paint for the snow bits. I had originally intended to put a bit of acrylic powder on to make the snow sort of stand out a bit, but in the end I didn't. If I had done at this point, I would have velvet matte topped and then done it, but I decided not to. So just bringing that snow down in little sort of bumpy bits as if it's hanging down a little bit off those eaves. And of course on a gingerbread house, the snow is the icing or the frosting. A little bit across the door lintel and the window lintel. And the gel paint goes into the lamp for 1 minute. And then I used it to do the white bits of the candy cane. I checked the other side so that I could get the lines going in the opposite diagonal direction. And then these are the little peppermint sweets, so putting the little white lines onto those as well. A handle for the door. If you don't have a handle, can you get in? Right, so these were little lines I put on the glass of the window to make it look like the light's reflecting. Right, so that was in the lamp for 60 seconds, and then I did the snow on the side parts of the house as well. My gingerbread house has a gingerbread chimney. Vertical lines. The one on the lower part of the roof obviously is longer than the one on the higher part of the roof, so that you can have a nice horizontal line across the top of it. Okay, so out of the side, I wanted a bit more interest on these side nails, so I did some candy sticking out of the roof. So I started with a lolly on this side. Just filling in the centre of that. I think I probably flash cured that. Yeah, so fill in the centre with the white and then pop it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And while that's in the lamp, I can get the other one. On the other one, I think I did a candy cane and a lolly. Yeah, so I put the two lines to show where, sort of I know where they're going to be and how they're going to work together. And again, filling all that in. I think I fattened out the candy cane shape a little bit as well. To be fair, since I filmed this, we have had Christmas, and I have then driven up north and spent time at my dad's, visited my mother-in-law, seen my sister, and then come back again, back down to Wiltshire, so it's a while since I filmed it. So again, doing the red swirls for the peppermint lolly. And that's the gel polish, so that's 30 seconds in the lamp. Same on this one, and obviously the red stripes onto the candy cane in a nice diagonal fashion. You could also, with the lollies, you can do a thin red line in between each of the thicker ones. I think that looks quite nice when people do that too. Excuse me. I still have that polish on that I've got in the pictures there, except I've now got a massive outgrown section of nail showing through. It's probably about time I redid my nails. Just New Year's Eve tonight. Can I be bothered to do my nails for New Year's Eve tonight? Something sparkly, fireworky maybe. We'll see. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. You do need to go shopping, you know, when you get home from somewhere. You've got to head out and buy food. Right, so a nice outline in black. Just to fit in with the rest, because the rest is outlined. And that's the gel polish, so that's 30 seconds. I'm using the smaller, shorter of the Madam Glam brushes here. Not Madam Glam, sorry, Naio Nails. Because of having the curve part of the candy cane and the circular part of the lolly. The shorter brush, you get more, you can get the tighter curve required with the shorter brush. The longer brush, you can get a much wider, sort of longer, looser curve. Right, so I then used the Born Pretty jelly just to do a little bit of shading. Decide where the light's coming from. In this instance, my light was coming from the top right hand, so anything to the left or that's underneath will have a little bit of shading. I think I put the Born Pretty in the lamp for a minute. I can't remember. I looked it up online what the curing time was for it. And if you have a lamp that doesn't match, you know, isn't the same brand as the polish you're using, there are various ways of testing to make sure it cures. Simple ways: use a plastic pop. Don't buff it or anything beforehand, so it doesn't stick. Cure it for the amount of time and then just peel it off. Make sure you use tweezers, you've got gloves, so you're not touching any uncured product. And then have a look at what the underneath is like. Is it still damp? If it is, it's not curing properly in that lamp. There we go, now we top coat. Because the main background colour was the Naio Nails, I used the Naio Nails top coat. On this one it could have been either, because so much of it is Madam Glam product, but I have tested them on my own nails and they do seem to work together really well. And the Naio Nails says 40 to 60 second cure, so I always just put it in for the full 60. And that's the finished product. I really, really love this little nail set. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.